we are looking at the meaning of if name is equals to main. The first thing you need to ask yourself is, what is the meaning of this name? Before we now look at the meaning of this. Because if I don't know the meaning of name, that it's underscore name, I shouldn't be asking myself if this is equal to main. The first is, what is name? What is main? As the name goes, name. When Python run a file, when I say file, that is anything that ends with what? .py. When it runs it for the first time, what Python does is, it will set some specific variables. Those variables are global variables. And one of those variables is name. This name is a variable that is invisible to our eyes. But sometimes we can ask Python, what do you set this name to be? What was the value you set to this variable? How do I mean? For you, you can say, for instance, s is equals to 2. The meaning of this now is, you are telling the system that the value of this variable is 2. What is a variable? X. Sometimes you can say var is equals to 4. You are still telling the system that what? The value of var is 4. These are the things you can set by yourself. For Python, there are some specific variable that Python set. Okay? One of them is what? Underscore name underscore. Now, you can ask Python, what is this name? This name is the name of the file. It could be either main or the name of the file. What I mean? Underscore name underscore is a variable. It could be either the name of the file or main. The question you ask me now is that, when is it going to be main? When is it going to be the name of the file? Let me explain that now. If this is my file, I call this file john.py. Then I have another file here, which I called what? paul.py. If I run this john.py, if I ask Python, what is the name? Because I'm running this John without importing it, I'm not importing John. I am running John directly. That means when I mean running John, running this file, the codes in this file, all the codes I will write in this file, when I run them, or the codes I will write here, when I run them, Python will first of all set this name to a value. Here, Python will tell me that the name of this John is main. Why? It's main because everything here is local. There is nothing that is imported here. What am I saying? If I go back to Paul, I run paul.py. Python will set the name of this file to main, not Paul or John. No. Now let me tell you when the name will change. Assume that on this line, you say import Paul. When you say import Paul, you don't say import Paul.py. No, you say import Paul. When you say import, Python knows that you are referring to a file called Paul. Now, if you say import Paul, what you are telling the system is that go and pick all the codes in Paul and run inside John. See, do this now. Remember, John has his own codes. These are John's code. These are Paul's codes. Paul is asked to bring his code by using import Paul. When you import Paul, it means that you want to run Paul's code inside John. Let me tell you what will happen now. All this code you see up here, because you are running them inside John and they are John's code, the name of this file will remain main. Now, if you ask Python, what is the name of this? All this code you are bringing in, what is the name? That is, where are they coming from? It will tell you that what? The name is now Paul. That is, in this place, underscore name, underscore will be what? Main. Here, under this place, underscore will be what? Paul. It's like you are an American. You travel to India. They ask you, what is your name? You say, my name is James. And there is already a regulation or a law that says if you are an Indian and you are living in India, if anybody asks you what is your name, you say, my name is Main. Because you're a local. As a local, you are in India, your name is Main. But if you travel to another country, you must give your name. That's what we are saying here. As long as you are John's code, you are inside Main. But if you are imported code, you must give your name. Which name are you going to give? Your name is the name of the far you are coming from, which is here, Paul. What is the importance of this? Let me explain to you now. Let's check two things now. Look at this. This far is Paul.py. This is what? John.py. Okay? If I ask Python now, look at this. I'm saying Python should run this file. This file is located in this place. I say Python, help me run this file. What I will do now, I'm going ahead to this place to comment out these guys. Then I save. If I run now, it's telling me that what? Look at this. The only code here is, help me print the name. What did you set this variable to? I'm asking Python, what did you set this variable to? Python replied that this variable, because it's local in this place, I set it to what? Main. Okay. Now, I want to come to this place now. I say import John. Remember, if you want to import a file, you don't put the .py. You just put only the name. The name is just John. I also want to go to this guy. I comment out these guys. Okay. I save. If I run this guy now in this place, before I run Paul, think what will happen. The first thing you see here now is that we are asking Python, what is the name of this guy? That is the first code here, right? Python will tell me that what? The name is Main. Then Python begin to come down. As it's coming down, it saw this comment. He avoided these lines of code. Then it saw import John. When I ask it to go and import John, that means go and get all the code inside what? John. I bring it to Paul and run them. The only code I see here is this one. Because this code now, we want to go and run it in a different file, in a separate location, not inside John. Instead of Main, the name of the file will be what? John. Because we are taking John's code and going to another country, another file to run it. So it must come with his name. But because this guy is still within his location, to say what? I am in my main location. Where I am is my main location. I have not traveled. But for John that is coming to this place, it will tell you that what? My name is John, because I am not actually a resident of what? Of Paul. I'm not from this country. Okay. Now, if I run this now, see what happens? This first line gives me that what? Main. This import say what? Is John. Please note one thing. It is not because of this John that you are seeing John here. If I come to this place now, I comment out this one, then I save, you will not see it again now. If I run now, you see it's only Main. Though import is still here, but the only name you are seeing here now is Main, because there is no code inside John. All the code are what? Commented out. So if I go back now to remove this comment, then I save this guy, I come back to this place, I say, let me run this again. If I run now, see, the only code I see here, help me print out this name. And it said the name of this guy is the name of the file. The name of the file. Now, what is the importance of this? If name is equals to Main. Now, let's see. I will come here, remove this, remove this, remove this. Let me also comment this guy out. This one means what? You are building what? A tool to do addition. Building a tool is different from using a tool. You build the tool. To use it now, we say what? You call it. You call the function. This is a function we defined. And the function is for addition. We have not used the function at this point. Okay? Now, if you want to use the function, you have to call it now. That is, we want to use it now. The return here will be what? 6. So let's run. 6. Let me remove this. Once I save now, let me go around. John. Say 20, that is 4 multiplied by what? 5 is 20. Everything is okay. We build a 2, we use it. Now, let's go back to this place. Here we are saying, if name is equals to main, run it. Of course, as long as this code is cosigned, Python will first of all set this guy now to main. Everything here now, you see it's local. So the name of this file is main as long as all the codes here are within this place, no import. So definitely the name here is what? Main. Remember, it's double equal to, please, not single equal to. Then if I run now, you see, what were the question? What is the name of this guy? You say, it is main. The question is, if this name is main, you cannot use this tool. Here, it told us that the name is main. Then that's why we can use it here. Now let's come to this place. Remember, if we import John, it means go and take all this code of John, bring them to Paul and run them. Because these guys are coming here. If you take all these guys now, you put them here inside Paul, definitely they are now funny codes. If you are asking these codes that are here, what is your name? It will tell you that my name is what? John. The name is no longer main. While they were here, the name is main. If you bring them to this place to run them now, the name becomes what? John, no longer main. That means this law will be broken. And this says, unless if the name is main, that is where you can use this tool. I save this guy. I want to run Paul this time. See what happened. Remember, I run Paul, and this is Paul. Right? Good. The first thing he saw was we build a tool. We used the tool, and the tool we used was 2 plus 4. And he said, what? The answer is 6. The next thing he saw, he said, what? We should import John. It will now come down to this place now and start running this code one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. While it was running, the first line says, what is the name of the file? Remember, if I was running here, if I had put John here now, the name would have been what? Main. But what I'm running here is Paul. So then this guy now would be what? John. Then he saw this. He said, okay, no problem. I want to use it now. But the question says, if the name is main, that is why you can use it. If the name is not main, don't use it. That is why there was no action. We couldn't use this multiplication. We couldn't multiply because there is a law that says this guy must be what? Run locally. You cannot import it and run it somewhere. No. This is a way of protecting this code. This is a way of protecting it. It's like I have a file. I built everything. My friend called the file in another location or in another computer, wherever. He want to run my function. I told the system, if my file is imported somewhere, do not allow it to use my multiplication tool. Don't allow it, this function, only when it is run locally. Let me use that word. Unless it is run locally, that is where you can use it. If it is not run locally, don't allow anybody to run it. Don't allow it. That is why you see it could not run it. Now let me ask another thing. Let me say if not equal to. If not equal to. Definitely, if I come to this place now to run it, name will not be equals to main. Name will be equals to John. That means name now is no longer equals to main. It means it will run this time. Let's run it. You see, the first thing, he saw this guy, he gave us the answer. We said import John. We asked the question, what is this name? Because we are importing it, instead of main, he said what? The name is what? John. There's another thing that says, if this name is not main. Look at it, this is a name now. The name is not main. This is not main. This is called John. It is not what? Main. Because it is not equals to this, run it. Then we were able to use it and got what? 4 multiplied by 5 equals to 20. To conclude everything, let me come here now. Unless you run it locally, that's where you can get the result. If you don't run it locally, don't allow anybody to use it. Then I come to this place now, I save, If I run this guy here, 6 is the result. Good. This place too, let me just make it equal to again. If I also run it, that is John, it's 20. If I say this time, I want to import Paul to this place. Import Paul. Save. If I import Paul now, then I run John. All this code will go well because they are within the same location. But if you take these guys and run it here, there's a law here that name must be made before you can use add. Then we say, okay, import Paul. If we do it now, say we want to run John again. See, only this one is given to us. 4 multiplied by 5 is 20. But 2 plus 4 is not given to us. Now, let me also come up here and say print hello world. Then I will come to this place now. I will say print my name is good. Okay? You see, this one will run because it's not under this condition. It will run. But these two will not go if you run them here. Now, let's see. If I come to John again, you see, when John ran this, got 20. He saw import Paul. Okay. While he was importing this code, he saw this guy run because there's no rule. This one says you can only run these guys if they are run inside Paul. If you import them, don't run. That's the meaning of this. That means if the name is not main, don't run. And you come to this place and this other place, the name is not main. The name here will be Paul. So that is why he couldn't run these two guys. But if I come back here now, say, okay, on the other way around, which is not necessary, I'm just demonstrating something to you. If I go ahead again, I run John, you see, everything went through. 1. You look at this place, correct. I should import Paul. Let me go import Paul. The first thing I saw is this, correct. He saw this, if not equal to me. Actually, because I'm running Paul in this place, this name is no longer what? Main is now Paul. Therefore, I can run this guy. Hope this is understood. Please subscribe to this channel for more video updates. Thank you.